It's not dark either.
It's not.
No.
What the fuck is that? That's not the B.
The one you got on the table.
Who when they got off the table?
Not your phone.
We got anybody watching?
Kelly.
What's up, Kelly? Can you hear us?
Hey Kelly, faithfulness, I said, loyalty,
Loyalty.
boom, shakalaka.
Who else we got? We got 4 people on. Yes. Can y'all hear us okay? Because we're trying to use the mics, and I don't know if it's coming through the mics or not.
Can you hear me so clear?
Yeah.
Just be real loud.
Yeah.
1, 2, 1, 2.
Yeah. Hey, welcome to this About Time show. I am your co-host, the one and the only Chuck Beard. I have the queen to my right, your left, Miss Nicole. And I also have the Candyman, aka the noble Mr. Birch himself.
People, I'm trying to get set up over here. How y'all doing?
Alright, so if you never watched the show before, well actually before we do that, tonight's topic is a continuation of what we started last week. We started talking about the disposable relationship, right? So we had some technical issues and difficulties, and in the middle of it we said, and alright, that was enough was
Drop the
enough.
mic.
Yeah, we Randy Watson on them. Alright. But if you never watched the show before, you've never seen us, I do a segment called What the Fuck Chuck, right? And in this segment, I'm always finding crazy stuff on the internet. And this week, the champion is, this hands down got it this week. There's a dude in, I want to say like Bay Area in California, who is doing alternative love therapy. Y'all seen him?
Alternative love therapy?
Alternative love therapy, right?
Like alternative facts?
Yes. No, well, sorta. Like it's
Expound on this.
Okay.
It's crazy.
He called it outer course.
Huh? What? He called it.
Not intercourse. He called it outer course.
Okay, so when you say that, I think oral.
No. Basically what it is you pay this dude, like females pay this dude, he like I think it's like $80, $100 an hour. He goes in there and he dry humps them to orgasm.
Yeah, stop.
He does what?
He dry humps them, like burns clothes.
They burning clothes. That ain't.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, you what?
Clothes humping. Clothes
Yeah,
burning.
you know, with your clothes all on, he dry humping them to the chick orgasms.
I'm confused.
So it's
How
sex
you
without
confused?
penetration.
Right.
If
He
you
just
even
dry
want to call
humping.
that sex, like they have all their clothes on, and
Oh wow.
What about him? So
Yeah,
he
that's what I'm
contain
thinking. What
himself
about
because
him?
he gotta have some depends or something over here. He gonna be shooting shit at one point. He ain't gonna have no drawers or he gotta
Ain't
have
no so what?
I'm just saying, man.
Depends.
What?
Depends something to catch all that shit, man. He gonna
1-800 hump you?
I don't know what the number. I'm not looking for the number, but it's called alternative love
How
therapy.
long do the sessions last? Do they say that?
You pay. It's like a hooker. You pay for whatever time
So
that
I
you
fail to
want.
believe this motherfucker ain't just gonna sit up there and not motherfucker. His nuts will be hurting like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that
Gotta
right
be.
now. So he gotta release it. So if he dry humping and he in clothes too, is he in clothes?
Yeah. Ain't nobody
he got-
naked. Nobody.
he gotta
is
have
naked.
something on up under that catch and all that, cause he ain't just motherfucker just going that like that just all
mean-
day without.
Ha! No.
Right.
Hey, look, if your job is to dry hump a broad, then, I mean, you know, he might just...
And he getting turned on. He's got to be getting aroused. So that's what I'm saying. No. But I'm saying depending on the chick who doing it, he might get a one and be like, oh man, she is bad.
My bad, I'm sorry, y'all.
So I'm just saying, man. Don't be laughing at me, man. That's just being real.
Okay.
Man, go ahead.
To me, the better question is, how the hell you come across some shit like this? Like, what was you doing? That alternative love therapy came up and said, then your little light bulb just went
Some
off.
people just don't need the damn internet, man. I tell you.
That's what I said. The internet should not be for everybody. Like, what were you doing? That's the better question.
I was scrolling through Facebook as I normally do. Scrolling. I was scrolling through Facebook.
I don't think that's a good word to use at this particular moment.
Oh yeah, I was just on my phone doing this,
Some white folk shit.
and I saw and the chick started, like I didn't have the sound down, so the chick started talking about it, and one of the things that she said, she was like, it makes me feel like I'm back in school again. It takes me back to the days where it was just raw passion.
What's wrong about it?
I don't know. I mean, look, you can't expect to get a sane answer out of somebody that's dry humping. Paying somebody to get dry humping.
Maybe she used to masturbate with
what
her
happened
two
to
through her
the
clothes.
pillows and stuff?
Hey, look here, man. I told you, man. Everybody got different fetishes. She could have been masturbating through her clothes.
This looks more to be,
and that could be her
things
fetish.
about more.
Hey, I don't know. Look, I'm gonna need y'all to look up alternative love therapy. Alternative love therapy.
I don't
You can
know
count me
if
out
y'all
on
want to
that,
look that up, but
You have to count me out.
count me out.
So somebody gonna pay you to do it, you wouldn't do it.
Hell no. What the fuck? That ain't gonna benefit me.
You get paid for it.
Man, I'm gonna be burning clothes like a mug.
Let me tell you something. And this just being straight up.
I mean, I'm asking
Depending on, you can't say I'm a male. Depending on the client to come up in that mug, it might start as dry up, but it's something gonna happen afterwards. Just saying.
You make a holler for $1.
Do something strange for a piece of change.
Man, just saying. It may start out as dry humping.
Listen, you gonna fuck around and catch the charge.
No, because I'm not gonna pull it out without. If she resists, I'm just gonna let her. Hey, I'm
you
sorry.
You ain't supposed to be doing that. No, you just humping.
Who gonna know?
Humping.
It's my business. It's my business. Business. I'll be over there. Shit, if it's my business.
Moving on.
He brought this shit up. He brought this shit up.
Exactly. He the one brought it up.
And then you gonna ask that question. I'm just gonna be honest with that answer.
Okay, so moving on from the alternative love therapy. I'm not sure how therapeutic it is, but and outer course, not intercourse, but outer course, representing Hillman College. Anyway, just a couple of things that happened that I got to get off my chest. First of all, I want to say congratulations to LeVar Ball, because last night he playing in the summer league with
Lonzo.
the NBA. Lonzo, my bad.
LeVar the daddy.
Lonzo Ball. Yeah, the daddy got back out there and was doing something. But no, Lonzo Ball got out there and had a triple-double last night in the summer league. So I'm hoping he continues the trend. I want to see the young man be successful.
When the season starts, he gonna get pissed on. I'm sorry, man.
I mean,
Steph Curry gonna have a game for him. LeBron definitely gonna have a game for him. I know he don't guard him because his whack-ass daddy gonna talk about his kids.
I mean, it's okay. Look, I just want him to be
he's a starter though, dude.
Dude,
he's a starter. They got rid of Russell, man.
I'm just saying. It's
all you Laker fans, I'm sorry. I'm not
he
finna
gonna
talk about
start.
until y'all on the uptick.
He gonna start. And I'm not a Laker fan. I just want to see him do
young
good.
man does good, but I'm just saying with the way I don't think he'll. Barring the injury, I don't think he'll start.
I'm not gonna bash it because I know there's many Laker fans that'll be mad at me.
Alright, next thing we'll move past that. Venus Williams was in a wreck a couple days ago, and the police.
It was
a long time
Oh,
ago.
okay, a while ago. But the police tried to say that she was the one at fault. She ran the light, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, they dug up evidence and now had to retract their statement against Venus. After they drugged this woman through the mud and slandered her name and all that kind of stuff, now they're having to go back and retract their statement.
Did you see her post-match news conference where
Right.
they asked her about that? That was sad, man, because she didn't speak for 2-3 minutes. She was crying.
Yeah, I mean...
She wasn't actually in the accident, but what it was, they tried to say that she caused the accident.
No, she was in the accident because you can see her car go through and then the other car come up and hit her. But you on the screen you can see where her light turned green and she was going through the intersection and it turned red like real fast and the other car just came and slammed into her.
But they never said that she was at fault. That's what I'm saying.
No, they did say she was at fault at first.
Then they came back and retracted
Now
it.
they're retracting the statement and saying that she's
They
not at fault.
retracted it.
They was trying to hang her ass at first.
Yeah.
They was trying to get her with vehicular manslaughter and vehicular negligence and all those car charges.
Then they said, "Oh well,
well, we looked at
the little coon girl. I mean, the this girl is innocent. We looked at the tape wrong."
Man, okay, so moving past that, this is something that really just pissed me off. The G20 summit was this past week, and our illustrious president had something better to do than to sit in the room with other officials from around the world, and so he sent his daughter, who has a couple of failed businesses.
Wait a minute, for real?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, he had his daughter sit in on the G20 summit to take his place. Number one, he's severely unqualified, so he put somebody that's even less qualified in there to take his place at the table with all these dignitaries.
Because he didn't want to hear all the backlash. Because I read where a lot of the allies were gonna go at him on his views and stuff. You know how how we're being put on the island. And then, they're bashing the New York mayor for the day after the cop got killed over there. He was over there in Munich leading the protest, speaking at a rally against him.
Really?
Yeah, really saying that the rest of America don't feel the way Trump does. Basically, all over the Paris Agreement with the global warming thing that he pulled out of.
Yeah.
Saying that cities and states, and that is true. A lot of them said we're not pulling out. We'll pay our own way.
Yeah.
So
They have officially stopped giving a fuck.
yes,
We do what the fuck we want to do when we want to do it. And fuck you. And now watch.
and these jack wagons that just love this dude, and more women. And I hate to say it, it become my job to say our president is doing a good job. So you probably want your pussy grabbed by him too.
Right.
I'm sorry.
Well, did you see what
And then he keeps disparaging women, so you just good with that. I'm through, man.
Which one of them foreign leaders? They was coming up shaking hands and old girl. She walked right
yeah,
that
his
was,
wife.
That was the president of Poland's wife.
Yeah,
And
she's
made-
straight. Like,
I was like,
she straight whipped past him. He put it in. She said,
Yeah. Alright, so we're not gonna spend much time on that dude number 45.
Thank you.
Cause
I'm trying to figure out how you gonna call him illustrious.
who?
Call him a who?
Illustrious. Y'all didn't hear that, did you?
Oh my bad. My bad.
luckily he's never given us a definition
I had
on
to pay
camera.
him on.
I see somebody petty Betty real quick. Petty Bettina.
I'm glad you did that one.
Yeah.
Alright, so the last thing that I'm just gonna bring up before we go to my nigga of the week. There's a dude who was hosting a show called Making Money on Fox News, right? And black man named Charles Payne. So he was suspended this week because of a romantic relationship with one of the political analysts, and they had been in a relationship for 3 years, right? But what happened is, when people found out about the relationship, the first thing that the chick did, I don't see her name, I don't really care. Anyway, the first thing that she did was holler, this is what's the word? Sexual harassment. It was sexual harassment. Until some text messages and some emails came out thanking him for the good time that she had, and also explaining what she would like for him to do on their next encounter, i.e. bring me close in the hot tub.
So wait a minute, they
Put
were
your hands on my...
knowingly or she consently had a relationship with him
Yeah,
for 3 years on the low. When it got put on the table, she then said, "No, I'm not fucking it with
I
sexual
declare
harassment."
sexual harassment.
Oh my goodness.
It was the nigga. Rosewood all over gear at this point.
Yeah, man. Hey,
I watched that about a month ago. That's what's it.
So yeah, it's you know, I hate to see the typical same stuff come up. However, if you ever watch Charles Payne, i.e. Coon Official #1, and his show, like this dude, man, like he had some Black Lives Matter people on there. He had somebody that supported Colin Kaepernick on his show. He's had various black people that he's had conversations with, and this dude has never sided with progressive black people, not once that I've ever heard.
So he's like the brothers.
Yeah,
Time and time.
yeah,
Right.
They're happy and they're colored and they're brothers. But anyway, this dude. Like, I'm not happy that this is happening to anybody. However, this shows you how much of a nigga you really are. Like, you cannot escape the stereo. You are still part of their stereotype. So, you know,
at least I'm glad the nigga had sense enough to save all the emails and the text messages just to let them know. Like, look, hold up. You know, so.
Oh, I mean, he's not an unintelligent person.
Don't like
he's just
him
a
as a
fucking
person.
coon. Right.
Don't like him as a person, but I'm saying I'm glad this brother ain't gonna get fucked over.
Yeah, he's just a coon. That's
Even
all.
though the suspension is only like a PR thing. While they investigate it, is that what they doing?
But Fox News has been taking a lot of heat. Like when you talk about the previous owner and also Bill O'Reilly, like their owner and their #1 on-air personality both got dismissed for sexual harassment type claims.
Yep.
So, you know, another sexual harassment claim, they gotta do what they gotta, and it just so happens that this dude happens to be black. If they could hang him, they would.
It's PR right now. They fall in protocol.
Yeah.
Alright, we'll look into it. Bitch, shut up, go sit down.
Yeah.
Bitch, go sit your head down somewhere.
Who's in that now?
Keep your legs closed to the nigga, okay?
Alright, so now we're gonna move. You got something? Now we're gonna move to my nigga of the week.
I got a kind of unorthodox my nigga of the week this week, man. It's kind of twofold because of my silly humor. But it's Rob Kardashian for all this flack that he started with his boo Black China.
Man.
And the flood of new OJ memes that have ensued because of that. That is my nigga of the week because they've had some good ones.
He cannot be your nigga of the week.
Because of the OJ memes. He's a punk ass, but because of the OJ, great OJ memes. That's why I said it's unorthodox. Because they got,
so is the nigga that's making the memes, is he your nigga of the week, or is it, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I guess the people that making the OJ memes because of Ron Kardashian.
Okay, I would say, please don't.
You seen that?
If nigga ain't glorifying thoughts, you can't glorify Rob Kardashian.
Yeah, I gotta go.
Hey man, I do want to give a shout out to Black China. Thank you for like in the essence of OJ, in the essence of I can't think of the other people Black. Muhammad, you beat the system. You made it out. Yes.
Made it the hell out. I ain't mad at you.
Yeah.
That's pimping. That's pimping. You didn't get out.
I'm saying, like, it's been so obvious though. If you
know you can't tell a nigga nothing that swear he in love. I give you the moon, the sun,
It's so obvious. It's so obvious. She been pimping him.
Yeah, the whole time.
The whole Kardashian clan is ain't nothing but big pimps. Like,
yeah, she reversed it. She
a bunch of pimps in one trick. How about that?
But he's the dude, because them girls gonna have that snapper for them boys.
Talking about role reversals.
They gonna have them snappers.
He a sucker for love.
Just snapping,
yeah, snapping everybody else. Tristan Thompson, he got fucked up during the finals. He probably had to tell her, we can't be fucking.
I can't think that he actually thought that she liked him because of the way he looked.
Man, that nigga was saying.
I don't even like her because of the way she looked.
Exactly.
Man, I don't think he cared. I think she dropped it on him and everything else out the window.
He
She put some of that sweet black pud on him.
Yeah.
That's one of the
working on his head. Oh my God! Oh.
He wasn't trying. He wasn't trying to hit them signs.
Nope.
He didn't want to.
He didn't care.
That writing was all over the wall in his face, and he was like, "Nope,
He didn't care at all.
I love her."
Just like they say, it's good for the black guys on the women. It's good for the black women on us white dudes.
Yes.
That sweet black.
Well, straight. Well, you know what? Hey, put another check in the African American women collar.
Some of that poontang.
Got me some of that black poontang.
Moving on.
Had me some chocolate tacos.
Hey, you what? And that's what makes it disposable.
Man.
Nice segue.
Yes. That being said, we're going to move on to the topic for this evening. And everybody out there that's watching, please, if you could, like and also share the video. Our topic this evening is disposable relationships. And, you know, it's kind of a question that we bounce around and have been bouncing around for a long time. And, you know, we've seen an increase in the divorce rate. We've also seen an increase in the number of people that just say they ain't gonna get married. We've seen an increase in single parent families. We've seen like our parents' generation and our grandparents' generation tough it out through marriage, right? And tough it out through all the years, through the good, the bad, whatever else. And the question is, why aren't we sticking with our mates or whoever now, right? And first question that I ask, you got something?
I mean, I was just gonna say because, man, how a lot of our generation was raised, a lot of us in that two-parent household where they stuck together regardless of the whatever, is no more. That's a really big part of it, to me. I mean, you got a lot of single-parent households, and I was saying this to somebody earlier this week as my mom was saying, shit, see, why men don't want to get married? Shit, they ain't get it just easy. They ain't got to work for it.
True.
They ain't got to have no committed relationship because they being taken care of.
True.
I had to think about it after last week, because I think I said patience, because that's one of them for me. The patience level between the two is low. I think a lot of times we just don't put up with we don't have the patience to put up with a lot of the things that come with the relationship. And then also too, society has made it easy to be independent on your own.
Yeah. I mean, and this would be my thing right here.
So it's easy for each party to say, the man and the woman. The women been saying it loud and clear for a very long time. Like for what, last maybe 40 years, maybe 30 years, I'd say. We've been screaming that I can be independent, you know, stuff. I'm superwoman.
And because of that,
type deal.
It's made it worse because when you got the dudes that want to, you know, go the other way.
But then it also makes the man say,
alright, fuck it, you got it.
You got it then. You be on your own. I can be on my own too. So it somewhat becomes a competition at that point. between the sexes, because I can be independent, you can be independent.
Let's see
trying
who can be better
at independent, and but society has made it easy to do so when you come into the system. You know, when they started taking the black fathers out of the home, you know, so on and so forth. So I think that, you know, a lot of times that is the reason why the relationships aren't lasting as long, because they know, unfortunately, we know that we can do it on our own. But we can do it, not saying that it is easy, of course. It's never easy. I'm not saying it's the right way to do it, but we can do it.
Yeah, can do it, and doing it the right way is. Yeah.
It is two different things.
Thank you for clearing that up.
Yeah, it is two different things. But yeah, because I am a true believer in, and I'm probably gonna get some flack, but I believe that us women need our men. We need a man.
You'll never hear a man say that he doesn't need a woman.
Right.
Unless he's gay.
And I think that that's what we were put on here on the earth. Not only do we need men, we just need people around us, period. Because that's what we're here for. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
But when it comes to a relationship, a woman should need a man. Because
you're right. And I realized something this weekend, that the whole world has changed, because I want to put myself in this dude's shoes that the chick he was seen with and everything is now kicking it with a notorious fucking butch.
What?
So, yes. And I'm like, how would that make me feel? And then y'all in the same spots and she's kicking it with this chick.
wait a minute, she's messing with another woman?
Right.
In a relationship, not just messing with.
Yeah, they kicking.
Like in a relationship with.
I heard with my own ears because I know these people, you know, she's like, ooh, she's what's sexy. From the chick. Not the one that was with the dude, but her butch or whatever they call it.
I mean, we definitely can go into a whole nother subject on that, but I really think that's more of a lust.
I don't know how that would make
take
me feel
over
as a man.
versus
I've been giving you all
because
this.
for me, I cannot function with another me. We trying to build a life together, you know, build a future. I can't see that with another woman. I just can't do that.
I mean,
My thing is, he done gave, man, they've been intimate, I know, because now you just don't win. Let me
I mean, we on a whole nother level, but
yeah,
at the end of the day,
you know, I just had to throw that out there.
I feel like
you say a woman needs a man, yeah, but
a lot of these women out here hollering, I'm independent, I can be on my own, I don't need a man. Yes, you do need a man.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But if you prefer a woman, okay, whatever. But I feel like as people,
we're
as
not
humans,
independent.
we are not independent on our own. We cannot do it on our own. That's why you always hear it take a village.
One of the biggest lies, I think, is that people are self-made. Anybody tells you I'm a self-made this, no, you weren't. You stepped on somebody, you stepped off of somebody else's back. Somebody else gave you a platform. Somebody mentored you. Somebody ushered you
whether
through
it was
something.
intentionally or not.
And then on top of that, like, if you truly are independent and you don't need anybody else, you can't live your life like that. Who you buy gas from? Who you buy groceries from? You know what I'm saying? Like, if you got your own business, who are your patrons of your business? You depend on other people just to function in this society. And then, like what you just said about, you know, chicks being lesbians. And I, you know, not saying that some women aren't just into women, but you know, like when they've been married for 17 years and all of a sudden switch up, I feel like that is, that's out of convenience. Just because in a lot of ways, it's easier for women, like I said it last week, it's easier for women to talk and communicate to women and understand the feelings of another woman, because men don't express their love and their feelings the same way. And like another woman may get it a little easier. However, in the grand scheme of things, I don't think that another woman, after you've been married for 17 years, is going to give you what a man would be giving. But it's just, the communication is harder. But nobody ever said, you know, the two were supposed to become one. That's what it says in the Bible. But with the two becoming one, in no way, shape, or form does anybody need to confuse that with it being easy.
It's not easy.
No, it's,
but it is a confusion state right now because a lot of people think that it is easy. That's why they so quick to leave the relationship.
Nobody wants to put in the work. They're all looking out for themselves. Nobody wants to put in the work to go 50-50 with somebody. The independence, the stubbornness of that independence, man.
Yeah.
It's just messed up.
Yeah, no, I agree. Okay. And I know last week we got into the topic about expectations, right? And, you know, like, what do you expect from a potential partner? I think that's kind of where the broadcast started getting messed up a little bit.
What's going on with the...
I don't know. Did it freeze up for anybody else?
Still going.
Okay.
I think we good, D.
Yeah. Nino Brown, check your internet.
If I'm not mistaken, I think my expectation was communication.
He said
that's the biggest part of the whole thing.
And some type of I have to be on some type of level of priority. If we gonna be serious about this, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We gonna be serious about this. I need to be on some level of priority, and I think that needs to be a discussion.
Oh yeah.
And it definitely needs to be a discussion. And if I can't be at that level, I think you know, a maturing adult, two maturing adults should be able to understand. Okay, well, this ain't gonna work. Because I know that this is what I want and you can't give it to me, so you know what I'm saying? But yeah, that would be two main things I can think of right now.
Okay.
Definitely communication.
So communication and
prioritization.
Okay. You give it a priority.
Yeah, because I feel like I could say trust, but I feel like if you have the right communication, you know what I'm saying? Then that will come along. That will come along in time, because you don't really fully trust someone when you first start, you know, getting into it. But years and years and years later, we still got that communication going. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Then I have a certain level of trust too.
I think, and this is just me right here, we got to be friends first.
Right.
I mean, because it's a level of a communication that you trust your friend with also, that you don't just trust anybody with. And, you know, and then on top of that, it's when you are friends, you can laugh with that person. You can joke with that person. You can, you know, you can do...
Be yourself.
Yeah. You can do a bunch of different things that, you know, a stranger you can't do with, or somebody that's just a cut buddy. They gonna get on your nerves before you even get a chance to do any of it. Square, what's your expectations, homie?
Like she said, the biggest part, and I said for me, is communication. You gotta have that, or nothing ain't gonna work, man.
Yeah.
The other is honesty.
Mm-hmm.
You can't veil yourself if you're working on a serious relationship. You gotta be honest. We're all guilty of not doing that, depending on where you're going with the honesty, but it's a big part of it. Big.
I got a question that's gonna piss a lot of people off. I'm gonna ask that in a minute though. First question, this one question: do you think people's expectations are unreal? I'm not talking about us in this room. I'm talking about in general. Do you think people have unreal expectations?
Yes, a lot of times, most times, definitely most times. I think a lot of people give the benefit of the doubt that this person comes from the same background and has the same morals and beliefs and all, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So when you come into it with that certain expectation and it don't happen, it's like, oh hell no.
Instantly
gone. And I do this a lot, so I can kind of speak on it. You know what I'm saying? It ain't right, but I do it. You know. I give the benefit. I forget that people are different. We all forget sometimes that we come from different backgrounds. You might not you don't think the same way that I think. You don't believe in the same things that I believe in. You know, sometimes you might believe in, or you know, a lot of people when it comes to this probably jumps up, but when it comes to the Bible, you know, you got different interpretations of the Bible. So you know, it's kind of the same when it comes to relationship. You have a different interpretation of life than I do. You know what I'm saying? So when my expectation comes and I don't get it, it's like shut out. But if I come into it without that expectation and understand your reaction of where you come from, you know what I'm saying? Then I think that.
But and see, like that's kind of like catch-22 though, because like if you in the middle of a heated discussion, then remembering all that shit about the person is not gonna happen at that moment. Like you gotta kind of step back, ease away. You know what I'm saying? Because like sometimes you just get in the middle of whatever it is and y'all just bumping heads. But
as humans, we're gonna have expectations.
Yeah, we always gonna have.
I would say
it's hard to stop that and just get it.
If you go into a situation with no expectations, you're wasting my time, or you're wasting your own damn time.
So you're saying if I don't come in with no expectations?
I mean, like if you come into it and you just like, you know what, it is what it is, you're gonna be in and out before you realize it.
Because and I see how I feel you.
You see what I'm saying? Because if you know what they say, a vision without purpose is just a dream.
Yeah.
So if you go into it with no expectation, you just spinning your wheels, wasting time,
I
chilling.
think a lot of times, maybe our expectations can become more realistic if we communicate them.
Hey,
sometimes we have expectations and don't communicate the expectation and expect it to just, you know what I'm saying, just be.
Yeah. But hold on. Let me, because I think there are things that we have expectations on that we don't even know that we got expectations about. Because hey, I'm trying to get to the comments that Kadi and Keita said, but when you get married, whether you know it or not, whether you say it or not, the level of expectation changes, and you may not even know how to express that.
Because of your growth? Is that why?
No, it's not even because of the growth, it's just because the situation has changed. Like you go from being girlfriend, boyfriend to being husband and wife. The expectation is different for a husband than it is for a boyfriend. The expectation is different for a wife than it is for a girlfriend. And then, like, if you don't talk it out with your mate, you don't know exactly what they're expecting. And then a lot of times, like, okay, we get fed the bullshit fairy tale. So we don't know exactly how deep the rabbit hole goes on the other person's fairy tale. So, you know, we kind of got to unpack that. But if you yourself don't really understand how deep it goes, you may not be able to do that. You know what I mean? It may take years and years and years and years to dispel all the myths. Anyway, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to run on. All right. So, Felicia said, is there such thing in a relationship as reasonable expectations? Yeah. Or unreasonable expectations? Yeah, I think yes to both.
Yeah, I think yes to both, and when it becomes reasonable, when it becomes agreeable between both parties, that's when it becomes reasonable. When it's unreasonable is when it's not agreeable between. So that's back to where the communication comes in. You know what I'm saying? And
assuming you're getting to know someone.
But the thing is, like, okay, you can have these expectations, but there's some shit I'm just not gonna do. You know, I mean, I don't mean to be rude about it or anything like that. It's just some things I'm not gonna do that you might expect, right? And a lot of what relationships is and what tears relationships apart is the fact that you can't get past what I'm not gonna do, or I can't get past what you are not gonna do. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's a line. Okay, I'm not doing that. And you might try for years and years and years to get me to cross that line, but I'm not gonna do it. Yeah.
I talked to my grandmother one time. She was, they've been married for a long time or whatever, and she was like, it gets to a point. When it gets to that point, it's like you have to ask yourself, can I tolerate?
Yeah.
This action from this person.
Yeah.
And if I can tolerate it, I'm gonna be fine.
But it goes back to just like I said, nobody will change unless they want to. You can't change nobody. You can't make somebody change.
Exactly.
I'm gonna read what Kandi said. She said, I've had to learn that people don't think like me, may not act like me, or respond how I would. I'm a work in progress, but I'm trying to learn that we are all different, so I shouldn't expect them to act or respond how I may.
Exactly. That's where I come from too. Yeah.
Yeah. Or you can't expect them to respond with your expectation.
No.
And anyway,
that's a hard one too, because you want them to react in the same way that you do, or either if not in the same way, on the on the same level. So that's a very hard one.
Yeah. Keita, go ahead.
No,
go ahead.
Go ahead.
Keita Cotton said, no expectations.
No disappointments.
No disappointments. Look, I'm going to tell you. All right, how can I phrase this?
Time wasted.
No, not necessarily. Because I'm going to tell you. All right. I think that statement is true to a point. Right? Because, yeah, there are things that I expect from the person that I'm with. However, I don't expect that person to always get everything right. Right? You feel me on that? And with that, when we start, okay, when I started dating again after I got married, actually, when I was still married, it's like I got to the point where I didn't expect anything from her. That way I couldn't be disappointed. But I didn't expect anything because I could also be grateful for everything that I got. You know what I'm saying? Like when we get to the point where, like, if somebody's been buying you flowers once a week for the last year, you start expecting those flowers. You get less and less and less grateful for those flowers. So if you get rid of that expectation, you can still walk and be grateful in what that person is doing for you. And I think a lot of times, that's where we cross the line into being comfortable with the relationship that we're in and comfortable for what that person is doing.
Yeah.
All right.
What you said, Milton. I have a problem with that. Milton says, what about when people take things differently than what the other person means and take things out of context? That can destroy a relationship quick. Exactly. But I feel like if you communicate well early in the relationship, you will see those signs. I failed on one of those. And I saw the signs, but I was a Rob Kardashian and didn't want to see what I was seeing.
You was punched her up in the knee.
Yeah. And it's not only can destroy, it's frustrating because you want to be seen in a certain light, but that other person refuses to see it because they want to see it their way and however they took it. So yeah, that one right there, boy. Oh yeah.
Man, I'm gonna tell you, as a man, we've all been put in that position where, and I'm trying to be as nice about it as I can.
I think we should have a show about that.
The women, you say something, and the woman would key off one specific piece of what you said, and it'll just blow up. It's like, I'm trying to think.
That's why you don't argue. That's why you don't argue.
I don't argue.
So
I don't argue. You know what? If you got all of that on your chest, please let me go take a walk. You go take a walk. I'm saying, we can come back. But see, that's something that I've had to learn.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like there was a point in my life where, you want to argue? Go and bring lunch. I got you.
But
I got you all day long.
Why does it, to me, because I used to hear this all the time, I don't want to argue. I'm not trying to argue with you. I'm trying to get understanding from you.
No, you're trying to make that person think how you think and understand it how you see it so you can be happy.
When I'm trying to get an understanding, if I'm trying to get an understanding, that means I want you to explain yourself to me.
But what if I've tried to explain myself to you but you're not listening to my point of view?
Because whatever you're saying is not, I'm not understanding.
No. It's not that you don't understand.
You don't want to understand.
No, it's that how I see it is not how you see it. That's what the issue. It's not that you don't comprehend. It's not that your you know what I'm saying, like your neurons and whatever ain't going off saying comprehending the words that are coming out of my mouth. It's that those words don't match up with what you think.
No,
so
you're assuming that. No.
That's what.
No, that's every time.
I mean, that's most arguments.
No, I'm smart.
Especially when you're passionate about that subject. Oh, nigga, you got me.
If you keep telling me something the same way and I'm saying to you, I don't get it. I don't understand it. Is it meant for me not to understand? I should just let it go at that point?
If you take it there, and said man decides that since you ain't comprehending it, if he tries to break it down to you, maybe like on a childlike level, you gonna get mad. Oh, nigga, so you talking down to me like I'm some dumbass kid or something? You know what I'm saying? Like, cause if I start telling you stuff like use your words, you know what I'm saying? Breathe, use your words. Tell me how this feels. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, why are you feeling this way?
All right. Felicia Cotton said, men and women comprehend what they choose to hear, but there's a thing called what?
Coming to
a common ground. And I wish that was always
I agree, possible. And I don't think men know what a common ground is.
Wait a minute.
What?
They don't.
What? No.
That's another show for another day. You talking about going down a damn rabbit hole.
We need to do a show on that on men and women.
Hold on. I'm just gonna throw this out there.
Don't do it.
In 9 out of 10 arguments, who has to get the last word?
The woman.
It don't matter who got the last word.
Did you hear her not answer the question?
You know what that common ground is in most cases after an argument? When she shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up so we go sleep.
Yeah.
That's the common ground.
I think really, just kind of going really back in. At the end of the day, the reason that it's so complicated for men and women to communicate, because for me, I just showed it. I want better. I want more understanding. Men are like, I said what I said. Leave it at that. Let's go. You know what I'm saying? So.
Yeah.
But if I break it down to you, you're going to say, why you talking to me like a child?
Yeah.
Exactly. Why you being so mean?
For the most part, men are not as articulate as women are. I'll admit it. Like we don't put our words together like how y'all are able to put your words together. And then especially when you get us in a heated argument.
That's why we can't put our words together. It's not that we can't. You done push the nigga to a corner.
Hey, you good to get it.
That's when you get called out your name. All that old, just get off me.
Man, look, Kadi said, unfortunately, we have to learn how to keep our mouths closed as women.
It's hard.
It is hard.
Yes,
Thank you, Kadi.
Hurt people.
She looking for somebody to stab at that point. Alright, so we finna move to the next question. I'm gonna ask this question right here, and I'm probably gonna have to duck or log off social media altogether for a little while. But the question is it unrealistic to think you can be with somebody for the rest of your life? Is that an unrealistic expectation?
I don't think it's unrealistic because if you're a human not living under a rock, you have seen it, whether you've seen it in your own family or outside of your family. You've seen it, so you know it can happen. So I don't think it's unrealistic. No. Do you think it's possible? I think that's what you're asking. Do you think it's possible to really and truly honestly be with someone for the rest of their life?
I don't think it's unrealistic.
It's not unrealistic.
Everybody's taking deep breaths and pauses.
It's just about finding somebody that's on that common ground with
Yeah.
you. It's harder now.
I think that's the part that
It's
would
hard
probably
nowadays.
be more unrealistic. Finding that person.
Right. That's what's more unrealistic.
So
Nowadays.
Alright.
And then, okay, you said nowadays. I was thinking, I was watching something, and this couple, this was back in the 40s, met each other. The guy was in the service. He came home. They was at some kind of restaurant, the bar type place. They met. 3 weeks later, they get married. They married for 50-some years. You know what I'm saying?
It's different. I mean, you find people like that.
Exactly. So what happened to those times? What happened to those times where you click with the guy or you with the girl, and you know what I'm saying? 3 weeks later, y'all talking about getting married, and you know, and then you happily ever after. But I think that comes to where women and men used to deal and tolerate with a lot more than what women and men are dealing with now.
I don't say, I wouldn't say within 3 weeks, but I know a couple that met like that on the dating website and got married within a year.
How long do you know how long your parents knew each other?
Shit, they grew up Chattanooga. They all the
How
blacks
long did
grew
your
up
parents know
in
each
one
other?
area.
About a year or two before they got married.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they grew up. You know what I'm saying? They grew up, man. My parents.
That was different.
It's totally different. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So that's why I say it would make it harder because it's all.
That's the more unrealistic part. The staying together is not so unrealistic because you've seen it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
For me, I've seen it. I've seen it happen,
Compromising
and
versus sibling.
I've seen it even when it was at its worst, and they still together. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think that's unrealistic. Crazy.
It's just unorthodox.
Yeah.
Look. I'm gonna read what Big Cuz Dwayne Crowder said. He said, "Too many people forget." Hold on, damn, that's Ron Beard. My bad, that's Big Brother Ron. Dwayne Crowder said, "No, it isn't. The thing is, both parties have to, I'm gonna say, agree to the one law to govern their lives that they can agree on, so they're able to be like-minded. How can two walk together except they agree?"
Says the man who's been married for 14 years, which is a big props.
No, that wasn't Ron. This was Dwayne
But
Crowder
all
that
it is,
said that.
assuming that
But
you done got to know
Dwayne
each
has
other.
been married for it's been, I guess it's been close. It's probably close to the same thing. But anyway, I do not think that it's unrealistic to think that you could be with somebody for the rest of your life. I think that is the exception though, because like what you said, we've seen examples. Like my grandparents did it, my parents did it, Wayne's parents did it, Mike's parents did it, Anton's parents did it. You know, it's so many examples out there that we see. However, like what Mickey said, it's a lot of distraction nowadays, right? And if two people are really gonna be together, you gotta figure out a way to cut the bullshit out and to get away from the bullshit some kind of way. Like I said it on many shows. At some point, you gotta cut the goddamn TV off, right? You gotta get rid of all the things that are pulling you away from what your focus needs to be.
Right.
And that's life in general as a whole. I'm gonna read what Big Brother Ron said. He said, "Too many people forget that relationships are all we and no me. As long as the whole is held in strong regard by both parties, you can get through anything." I 1000% agree with that, because too many times in relationships it stops becoming us against the world and us against each other, or us against the world and me against you, and that's not how relationships need to be set up at all.
I would say 10 years ago, I had a friend that had just gotten married, and every time I turn around, my husband. You know what I'm saying? Well, me and my husband, I got to talk to my husband. Or, you know what I'm saying? And at first, it bothered me. It really did. I'm not going to lie. And I wasn't, like, really trying to be a hater about it. But I was like, every time you talking and we talking, it's my husband. But now that I'm a little older, and now that I want that, I understand why. I don't think I would be.
She was proud of it.
Yeah, she was proud of it, and also it was a training technique for her. She used to say all the time, you know what I'm saying, I have to learn how to include my husband and things. So it was a training technique for her, and now I understand it. You know, I probably wouldn't be the one that would be that excessive, but I'm just saying, now I get it.
Man, look, I'm gonna say this: you'll be surprised what lengths you'll go to. You'll be surprised what lengths you go to once you actually get into it, just to keep it together.
Right.
Because it was things that I attempted to do when I was married to try and hold my marriage together that I said I would never do.
Mm-hmm.
And,
Yes, sir.
you know, that ain't no shade on my ex-wife, nothing like that. It was just, you know, in an effort to make sure that I'm trying to hold things down for us.
Right. That you gonna do
Yeah.
what you gotta do.
Yeah. I gotta do
Understand.
certain things that I said, you know, I gotta cross that line at certain times.
Yeah.
Okay, so because we've been on here for almost an hour already, but I'm gonna throw these two questions, because we just started talking about it, and it just hit me. It's what, 7-8 million people on the planet Earth, something like that. Billion. I'm sorry, not million.
Yeah,
billion people with a B, not an M. B. 7-8 billion people on the planet Earth, and we all out here searching for one. That being said, do you believe that you have a soulmate, and do you believe in love at first sight?
Hell no.
I've never been the one with the love at first sight stuff. I mean, I just never saw that. You know, it probably could happen, but I've never experienced or been in a situation like that. What was the other question?
So do you believe in love at first sight, or
Right.
do you believe in soulmates?
Wow. I don't want to say at one time.
Well, eHarmony sells them.
They sell them.
I mean, you know.
Yeah,
very
now
good.
that mix and match, man. I mean, you gotta have some differences.
This day and time.
It's literally down to a sign. Love has been broken down to an algorithm.
Yeah.
I don't know anymore, man.
Yeah,
So
I-
for
it
$19.95,
used to be
you're
a time
damn
when
right
I
my
would've
soulmate
said
exists.
yes
Yes.
to all of it.
Right.
I said yes, oh yes, oh yes. But now,
Look, Brother Ron said you call fall in what you think is love at first sight, but it may be temporary. You mold and create your soulmate. Well said, Ron.
Mickey said, not love at first sight, but love at first conversation.
Shit, this love
Yes.
at first click.
love at first
I
conversation.
mean, yeah, because I will say that, like, if we have had a very good conversation, yeah, like, because in order to get at or with me, you got to be able to get here first.
Fuck you.
Yeah, exactly. I got to be screwed. But anyway, to answer my own question, I do believe in love at first sight, and I do believe in soulmates. And has either one of them happened to me? No.
So love at first sight is more or less of a
Thank you,
physical
Ron, for
thing.
saying that. That's got my brain going, because now that you say that, I can see that.
Ron said mine 6 dead prayers. Damn right.
Right, yes sir.
Yeah,
That's
you
a
gotta
great
mold
album.
your
Everybody
soulmate.
just chiming in so fast. God,
But see, love at first sight, I think that's more or less, I'm saying, like a physical thing.
we were kind
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's a lust. Yeah.
Cause you know that woman that's got her own air
it's like
feature
what
walking
you
through
said,
the
love at
room.
first conversation is probably what you're thinking.
No, because I've actually, okay.
When you first see that woman that walk across the room, she could be the biggest bitch on the planet. She could be the baddest bitch on the planet.
But I feel kind of on this though. She said I don't believe in love at first sight, but my ex-husband told me and others when he first saw me, he knew he was going to marry me. Now, unfortunately, we did divorce almost 10 years later, but hey, what he always said.
But that wasn't love at first
For a
sight.
man, though, what does
He
that
just
mean?
said that's you know what I'm saying. That's the woman I'ma marry. There is a difference.
Hold on, like you said, love at first sight is not really love, but it's lust. I don't necessarily agree with you, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because this is why I say I believe in love at first sight. I did have a female that the first time I laid eyes on her, like it wasn't necessarily that she was the one. It was just I knew it was something different about her. It was something that attracted me to her. That because. Body wise, she didn't have the biggest titties, biggest booty, none of that. But you know what I'm saying? It wasn't about that when I saw her and when and then we had the conversation, and then after that I was like, oh shit, it's on from this point. But it wasn't like it wasn't. It's so hard to describe.
I mean, you saying it's not like
it wasn't lust,
but it's like
it's not love either.
Right.
What is it?
For that person that catches your eye like that,
it's an attraction. It's a lust.
That's a physical thing.
It's a physical thing.
I'm telling you, it wasn't like any, because y'all have never experienced it. That's why I'm saying it wasn't like any other feeling that I ever had looking at any other female ever before or ever again in my life, ever. Period.
I mean, I have experienced somewhat of a gentleman entering a room and been like, oh yeah, I can see myself with this man for the rest of my life, and
that wasn't
talking to him, and
that wasn't feeling.
When that woman first walked into the room, what's the first thing you see?
This is not that feeling. I know what he's saying, and I know what you're saying.
The first thing that I said
when that woman first, broke the doorway,
I was like, who is that? That was the first thing that went through my head. Who is that? It wasn't I want to jump her bones. Nothing like that.
Well, I don't think she's meaning lust in the sense of like I just want to, and walk over and start fucking.
Like I lust over the ESPN magazine, that little white man with the baseball bat.
That's because he's naked on the cover.
Of course, so he's pretty.
Now that's lust.
Exactly.
This was not that. This was not a bad example.
Talking about something different.
But Ron said, when's the last time anyone ever pulled up on the ugly mofo and said, I think I'm going to marry you?
Right. Exactly.
And Cole said, but regardless, where are they now and what happened?
See what I'm talking about?
I mean, but okay.
B, where they at?
Just because I'm not with them now doesn't mean that we didn't share love. Because we actually in love for some years. Anyway.
So what was the second part of that question? Love at first sight, and what was the
soulmates? So I believe in soulmates.
And like Felicia just said, it's hard for someone to find a soulmate if you ever experience a broken heart because a person will try to seek another person.
Yeah. B said love is everlasting. He go with that bullshit, B. Alright, so yes, love is everlasting. That's all I'm gonna say.
I mean, but just because you love somebody don't mean
that don't mean you gotta be
in love with somebody.
Yeah, that don't mean you gotta be. You gotta be with them. It's like I can love you and not have to be nowhere near you at all.
Don't fool with you. Don't.
Yeah, we ain't got. All right, so I'm gonna ask the same question that I asked in the beginning of the show, and this, everybody that's watching, please comment, whatever. How do we get back to where our grandparents used to be? Where through rain, shine, sleet, hail, snow, they was able to hold it together and hold it down. How do we get back to that?
You gotta have more couples committed to that and doing things like that understand the process of a union. That it's not you and me, it's we.
Okay.
But they don't have, but as I said,
so you're gonna have your bumps.
What I'm saying, okay,
stick to it.
Where do you go to teach that? Where do you go to learn that? I
guess this is one thing. I guess I never said.
Each other.
A lot of people were more religiously bound with our parents and everything coming up, as far as what the Bible said, as far as being married.
Ron coming up with the bangers this evening.
I'm talking about for real.
He said, easy. Make your partner more important than yourself.
But that's kind of true.
But you speaking to a whole soul.
They say you won't love somebody that loves you more than you.
Yeah, I mean, well, okay. My thing is,
I don't think I want somebody that loves
Yeah,
me
but
more
they
than
trying to
them.
get stalkers and crazy, like, man.
Yeah, I don't want nobody to love me more than them.
You got a damn safe room with just all my pictures and drawers and
I
different
want
shit
you to
up.
love me.
Oh,
Don't
damn.
get me wrong.
Yeah.
I want you to
See what
love me
Kylie said,
strong, but I want you to love yourself
Hey.
just a little bit more than you love me. 'Cause,
Hey, Kylie said people need to focus on commitment.
Yeah.
Damn your feelings sometimes.
exactly.
Love isn't a feeling, it's a
a
choice.
choice.
Meaning I choose to love you.
I don't know about that one, Ron. You may not
No,
always
that
get
was-
reciprocation.
No, that was Kylie.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, what he said, I feel what Kadi is saying. But he said you may not always get reciprocation immediately, but hang in there and you will.
That's
But
telling Rob Kardashian.
that
Hang in there. Hang in there.
Coming back.
after a while, but how long is how long,
Yeah,
man?
how long do you hang in there? But that's where that commitment come from. So
Mariah Carey
Yeah,
said,
some
damn
people
it, you
got
let
them
the
short
butterfly
fuses
go.
now,
If it
though.
come back to you, it's
Man.
meant to be.
Man.
That's right. No,
But
hey.
like, okay, this back to the question because we got off of the silly stuff, and I see we got some answers to the question, but we have to be a generation that leads. Period. Not just by example. We got to be a generation that leads. Where do we go to get that leadership from? Like, where do we go to find?
why do we have to go to?
Because the way what we see now is not the way it's supposed to be,
Yeah.
obviously. So we need examples of that. Like, people are quick to emulate the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Ain't none of them heifers married.
It's dying off. You
I
don't
mean,
have
Well, I think the
like
better
your
question-
boy, the Cosby Show. You got Blackish. There's I guess it's a positive black show. I mean, just a family-oriented show. But you don't have that nowadays. I mean,
Hey, the last good example just left the White House.
exactly. That is true.
But
You're
outside
right
of
about
that,
one.
I mean, hell, look what's in there now.
I
Yeah,
think
a
philanderer.
it should be more of a question
Yeah.
of how do we create a better platform and image for our black community, because it's not there. You're right, it's definitely not there at all.
If you make, let's see, all that goes back to some, like, I don't know, I hate to
To
even
me,
use the
you
phrase,
can't
but
even go back in the
grassroots.
church no more
No,
to
no.
get guidance.
I mean, you know, you gotta go
And
back like some
that's where
grassroots issues.
you want to
Like,
talk about counseling. The preacher was my counselor. You know what I'm saying? Back in the day,
Preacher
that's
was
how everybody's counselor.
Yeah,
You know what
now
I'm
he
saying?
counsels you, but
Nowadays they going to real deal
shit.
psychiatrists paying $80 an hour to go. You know what I'm saying? To go see these people.
Or they're
You
having
can't
outer
go
course
to your
with
preacher now because some of them out there
Yeah,
trying
exactly. You
to
can't even go to
baptize
church
you with
no
his
more.
other stick.
easy, preacher.
I'm just saying. I mean, that's real talk.
I mean, but
and that goes on the other side too with the person getting counseling. Ulterior motives, man.
I mean, there's not a
It
lot
ain't
out there
true
to emulate
in hope.
that's positive and, you know what I'm saying, good nature. You know what I'm saying? You know,
It's just not.
you know, mom and dad are both going to work. Yeah, it's been, I mean, like I said, I'm saying women that had to do so much on their own. Men, if they're alive and or free, either can't or won't work. So, you know, it's like, you know what? The dynamic in the household has changed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you trying to, you know what I'm saying, reverse that current.
Because you got stay-at-home dads now. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that now. Don't get me wrong.
Okay, if a
But-
white man is a stay-at-home dad, that's a noble thing. If a black man is a stay-at-home dad, that's a nigga looking for a job.
Milton Monday said, "What about the
Of
people
course
that
it's
are
always
Christian?"
different.
Mm.
I mean, you don't have to be Christian to have grown up. I've known a lot of people that were Christian that grew up in a two-family household. It's about the structure,
It's about
the foundation, the structure.
Yeah, I mean, but Muslim households, Hindu households, Buddhist households all have a much lower divorce rate than Christians have too. If you look at it, like Christians are the ones that's divorcing each other left and right. Dwayne Crowder said, the name of the game in marriage is to outplease the other. Love is developed and increased over time if that's the common goal. The answer is in the book. Repent and return to the covenant.
Wow.
Wow.
That's why. That's probably why I said each other. Each other in that particular relationship should be each other's counsel, and you should know that the foundation should be the book anyway. You know what I'm saying? So that's where it should come. Nowadays it's hard to go outside, so I think it should be within.
My parents, they just celebrated 47 years anniversary, like a couple weeks ago, right?
Wow.
So good.
What I've seen all my life is I've seen young couples in the church. Well, just you know what I'm saying, friends of theirs, but you know what I'm saying, a lot of them were church members. Like, they would just, you know what I'm saying, come over and have conversation. Now, of course, you know what I'm saying, our parents, you know what I'm saying, they would always, you know what I'm saying, send us out the room. But it was young couples, you know what I'm saying, talking to an older, more experienced couple, you know what I'm saying, going to them for guidance. For, you know what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying, but they did that to, I can't count, you know what I'm saying, how many couples, you know what I'm saying, that came through there. It wasn't nothing like, you know what I'm saying, like this is a counseling session. It was just like, you know, like, all right, you know what I'm saying, the so-and-so is coming over, you know what I'm saying, y'all, me and my sister, you know what I'm saying, kick rock somewhere. But you see him in there talking, next thing you know what I'm saying, Dad will pull out a Bible and they get to talking. It'd be like an easy little conversation, but they would go for guidance like that. And I can honestly say that just about every couple that I saw come through there, you know what I'm saying, like they still together to this day. Not saying that, you know what I'm saying, my folks was, you know what I'm saying, gave them the glue to keep together, but it was just, you know what I'm saying, the couples had older couples to emulate, to talk to. You know what I'm saying, sometimes you can't talk to your wife as your counsel because, hell, you know what I'm saying, you thinking she crazy, you know what I'm saying, she thinking you crazy. Y'all need some help. But it's so convenient now. I mean, hell, you know, they got drive-through divorces now.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it's like, you know what I'm saying, why fight with you?
I know they have them in the church, but outside of the church, do they have those, like, groups?
Yeah.
Meeting, you know, like,
Girl, there's a support help group for any ailment that's around us these days.
Yep. Hey,
marriage, alcohol, and sex. Hey, you know what I'm saying? They out there.
We gonna go ahead and wrap it up though, because we've been on here for a minute. We appreciate everybody for watching, liking, sharing,
appreciate all the comments,
all that stuff. Man, because
microwave society, Colt, you right.
Yeah, this has been a very good discussion, one that we're gonna have to continue later because it's already 9:30. Anyway, that being said, we're gonna do shout outs now. Y'all stick with us because I'm gonna close out with a thought. Got some shout outs, Queen.
Shout out to the boys. Queen is in Ohio, so safe travels to you guys coming back. Shout out to Chris. I know, right?
Ohio State.
I want to send a special shout out to Dafia Benningbo. He usually is a dedicated listener to the show. He lost his dad this week.
Oh, sorry to hear that, man.
And so prayers to you and your family. Thank you for supporting our show. Shout out to the Cooch.
Damn. Just
Cooch.
do it like that. To the Cooch.
Yeah, what up, Cooch?
Yeah, damn.
Alright. Ron, shout out to these nuts.
Shout out to these nuts.
Bro, Square, you got some shout outs.
To first and foremost, RGB Alway. And the end of the day, he went to a little birthday party. It was bad, but to my Shrine brother and longtime friend James Walker, who lost his mother this week.
Condolences
and keep your head up.
Sorry to hear that,
I didn't get to make the funeral, but we were with him yesterday. I was with him Sunday, the day after and everything, but just shout out to his family, to all the people. It's another week. Make it another day.
Let's go get
it.
Alright, so I'm going to conclude with my shout outs. Number one, shout out to JL Studios, John Lindsay, best tattoo artist in the Chattanooga area. Menlo Park grocery store, the homie Sean Daniels. Go over there, spend $1 or $2, whatever you can give, please. Excuse me. Got a shout out for Lika Cotton. She took me to a beer place yesterday, and yeah. Anyway,
I don't know what that means, but
I don't know what that means either, but just keep going.
yeah. So anyway, I'm gonna finish out with this thought right here. Also, shout out B Angel. He's always calling me, giving me topics and all kind of stuff for the show. Thank you everybody for watching, listening, sharing, liking, all that stuff. We can't say thank you enough for that. And today we live in a microwave society, right? Everything is at our fingertips. There's so much information being thrown at us, just back to back, right? We have to be aware that all these images that we're being presented with are not for our good, especially when you're in a relationship, right? And when you're in a relationship, the question becomes, how much do you value your partner? Right? Because if you truly value your partner, you know, if they're worth so much to you, there are things that you will not do, you will not tolerate, you will not put up with, right? So if you truly value your partner, like what Ron said, you're going to put them first. You're going to love them more than yourself. If you truly value your partner, and you know you're committed to making it work, then yeah, you're going to, as Dwayne Crowder said, you're going to make the two become one, because you all are going to have to come on one accord. Mickey asked the question, you know, what happens when that person is not religious? There has to be some kind of moral compass that you use to guide your relationship. Mm-hmm. It doesn't matter if it's the Quran, the Bhagavad Gita, the Tao Te Ching, the Bible. It doesn't matter what it is. You have to have some type of moral compass, because when you are married, it's times that you need help outside of yourself to get through certain situations, right? Mm-hmm. And other thing is, the other question that I came up with is, does your partner's value change over time? You value them more when the relationship is young, but you value them less when the relationship starts to grow old. That's not the way it's supposed to be. Whatever it is that you put value in the beginning, that value should still be there no matter how long you are with your partner, right? And the problem a lot of times is we get in our own way with pride. So when you're in a relationship, you're trying to make it work, that pride has to go out the window, period. And you can't carry this I, me, we thing, because the second it becomes you against your partner and not you against the world, your relationship is crumbling. So, you know, I'm just going to leave that there, give y'all a little piece of information. You know, just make it y'all against the world. Y'all stop fighting each other so much. Stop falling victim to so many of these images, man. Appreciate y'all for watching. Appreciate y'all for listening. We out.
Thank you guys. Like and share, like and share.
Like and share.
Like and share.
And these lights hot.